we start already?
Nope.
Oh.
Well, we can.
Let's do it.
Hello. Welcome to this epic disaster.
Really? You're going to start with that?
No, I really should read.
That's awful.
That was pretty bad.
Oh, my God.
I was just trying to kick it off. I don't know.
All right. Kick off then.
I kicked it off. All right, we're going to go with it.
Go.
Hi, everybody. How are you? It's another week of this epic disaster, and we thank you for listening to the podcast. Another Monday, another week that we all have to kind of slog through. Is that a name, slog? I'm proclaiming that a name. Slog.
Slog is what I've been doing for a year and a half now.
That'd be a good punk band name.
Slog.
The Slogs.
Just slog.
I bet it's taken.
It's punk.
Slogs.
You don't do the slog.
Oh, no, there's a lot of
It's
the
just slog.
There's a lot of the,
No,
the slits.
I like that.
See? It's the same thing. But yeah, the slogs. But thanks for slogging with us. We're glad to have your slogness.
How much wine have you had?
Not a whole lot. But
Okay.
you know what we do have here?
We have beer.
We have Texas beer that I brought from my trip from Texas. And we're going
Yay.
to, on our live beer review. You know, we do a live beer review every show. There were probably just the very beginning. Like when we were doing the Life in a Kill podcast, we were doing the live beer review on that podcast, and so we didn't do it on this podcast, and then we ended up switching it, and now we do it on this podcast.
Right.
I probably talked about the live beer review too much now.
Well, you do it every time.
So let's...
and what's funny is I used to bitch at you about doing it every time, and then now when you don't do it, I do it.
Well, you kind of have to, because some people, it's the first time they listen to the podcast. They don't know.
Also
but anyway, so we drink a beer we've never had before on the show, and then at the end we'll give it a little rating, and we'll tell you what we think of it. Today's beer is...
I didn't even look at it yet, but what it's called is ZiegenBock.
ZiegenBock.
No, it's just ZiegenBock.
It sounds like something from a Mel Brooks movie.
It does, doesn't it?
ZiegenBock.
It's a Texas Amber, excuse me. It's 12 ounces bottle. It is 4.9% alcohol by volume.
4.9?
So it's just a basic Bock beer. Yeah. And it's it doesn't say anything about it other than the fact that it has a picture of Texas.
It's Texas. Like, drink it. We don't care.
ZiegenBock.
I don't have a lot of stuff
I guess ZiegenBock means just fucking drink it.
Just drink the dang beer. All right, so let's do that then. Well, first of all, I always have to smell the beer.
Why wouldn't you smell it after you poured it into your glass?
It's a little darker than I expected it to be. Is that natural for a Bock? Do you know what is the Bock? Here's our little. We never look at our little.
I can't see it from here because I'm old.
Bock. We have a chart behind us here.
Does the light help?
There's Bocks down there. What does that say? Hellsbach. That sounds like an expression.
Hellsbach.
Hellsbach. I can't. There's no. Stouts, porter, brown, bitter, ale. I don't know what the Bock is.
Look down at the bottom where in the right style family, X111, which would be 13, is Bock. And it's purple. Okay. So that means it's an ordinary bitter, a special bitter,
a bitter,
extra special bitter, or it's at the all the Bocks are at the end. Sorry, you've got your Doppelbock,
Eisbock,
your traditional Bock, your Eisenbach, Eisbock.
I feel like this is going to be an Eisbock.
Yeah, so we're down at the end of the lager.
Too much time on Bocks. All right,
we're down at the end of the lager scale.
I was just kind of curious about if that mine looks lighter than yours. This is the exact same beer.
It won't for long. Look. Now they match.
Right.
Okay.
So it's sort of a...
Just drink it.
What color would you call that? Leather?
ZiegenBock.
I call it a leather. Leather color. Sort of
a leather whiskey amber.
Yeah, kind of a darker amber. Amber's probably a good color for it. All right. Smell it. Smells like beer. Tastes like beer.
Yeah, I'm a Bock fan.
Okay. That's not bad. Okay.
Sorry, I made weird sounds there.
Yeah, you made Bock sounds.
Bock. ZiegenBock.
All right. So another week. How's your week? How's it been? What's going on with you?
I don't know what day it is.
Exciting today. Thursday.
I don't know what day it is.
It's Monday. It's a new show.
Well, the show comes out on Monday.
On Thursday.
But we're recording on Thursday, and I have big plans this weekend.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
So, starting tomorrow, I am receiving a package.
Oh.
And this package...
Like from Colombia?
No.
Oh.
unfortunately. This package comes from California.
All right.
And this package has juices in it.
Oh.
It's something that I normally do for my birthday, and I may do it again on my birthday, which is in July. But I felt the need to do it now. Okay. And it's a juice cleanse of sorts. It's just basically, I'm doing nothing but,
cleansing
juice.
Yourself.
Yeah. For the next few days.
Okay.
I've also decided
do you feel dirty?
I do, but
I feel dirty. I'm just saying, do you do you feel toxic? I should say.
I do. I feel toxic. I feel like I'm in pain.
What have you been doing that's making you toxic? What kind of lifestyle? Are you around toxins in the air? Are you putting toxins in your body?
I'm putting toxins in my body.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. I drink way more than I should.
Well, it's
alcohol.
It's the ZiegenBock.
It's the ZiegenBock. Just fucking drink it. Yeah, it's yeah. So starting Friday when I go to bed, for the next 3 days, which will be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You kind of rolled
your R there. 3 days.
I do that a lot. I'm sorry. 3 days. I'm learning Spanish, so leave me alone. So for the next 3 days, I will be doing nothing but liquid, and it won't be alcoholic.
Can you do that? Can you? Are you good at that? I'm not good at that. I'm not saying you're me, but I'm just saying.
Wait, are you saying I can't go without alcohol, or are you saying I can't go without solid food?
Solids.
Oh, okay.
I find that very difficult.
It's more difficult for me to go without alcohol than it is solid food.
All right. Well,
trust me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with just the juices, and I've done this several times from this particular place. I'm not going to tell you where it's from unless you're curious. If you are, hit me up on, thisepicdisaster@gmail.com, and I'll tell you.
Where's your package coming from?
Yeah, where's it coming from? But the thing is it's 6 8-ounce bottles of liquid a day plus 2 3-ounce bottles of liquid a day plus 8 8-ounce glasses of water a day.
I'm not adding that up. I'm sorry.
It's a lot of liquid.
You're going to be pottying.
I'm going to have to. I just might as well work on the toilet.
Yeah.
But thankfully, it's over a weekend, so I don't have to work.
Okay.
But it's just I've done it in the past where I couldn't do it. I could not put that much liquid in my body.
Have you ever had a colonoscopy?
I have. And I need to have one soon,
actually. Because they give you like this gigantic jug, and they're like, drink this.
I know.
And it's awful. When first time I drank it, I was just like, okay, it's not that bad. But by the time you get to the end of it, it's like the last thing you want to put in your mouth.
It almost, your body almost rejects it.
Yeah.
Like you can't swallow it.
Yeah.
But that's the same thing where I get here. And plus, most of the green juices, because you have to do a lot of greens in these juices.
That's part of the detoxing.
The cleansing, yeah.
Yes.
They all have cucumber in them.
Oh.
I have an aversion to cucumber.
I love cucumbers. Like just eating a cucumber in a salad or just a big cucumber. I love it. But here's what I've discovered. If I can eat a buffet of food.
Right?
Tons and tons of food.
And then after
everything.
You're done, you belch.
And all you taste is
cucumber. What the fuck is that about?
And everything else is gone. And that's what I don't like. And so, and two, if you make a smoothie and you put a little cucumber in it, it's just like you always taste the cucumber.
That's all you taste.
Yeah.
And then that's all you taste after the fact. And then that's all you taste for the rest of the day.
I mean, I'm a cucumber fan, but I don't want it to be the star of my juice.
Right. Now,
salad.
Why doesn't that happen when you eat pickles?
I don't know, because it's cucumber.
It's cucumber.
Maybe the vinegar cancels it out.
I guess. I don't know. But they have done studies that show that cucumber causes gas. And that kind of gas, but the gases that cucumber cause when you do belch after eating cucumber, that's why. Nice.
Sorry.
So that's what you're tasting, and that's what you end up with for the rest of the fucking day.
Yeah.
Cucumber taste.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm gonna do this thing, and I'm doing it for 2 reasons. I'm doing it again because I just feel like I'm just heavy, and I don't feel good. I'm not doing it to lose weight because that's not my main goal right now. But I'm also going to do some other things this weekend. I'm going to take a digital break.
Okay.
So no
playing with yourself with your fingers?
That's not digital.
What is that?
That's diddling.
Oh,
That's
it's digital.
that's different. I can do that all I want, actually, and I do. But what I mean is no screens. Mm-hmm. So no TV, no iPhone, no iPad,
Okay.
no nothing.
Wow.
Now, of course,
So you just got Discovery Plus. You just ordered Discovery Plus,
I did.
and you're not going to use it.
not this weekend.
Okay.
No, I don't. I'm
No
going to
Guy Fieri.
No,
No Triple D.
no,
Oh.
no ID channel.
Now, can you get old things? Can you get Man vs. Food when Adam Richman was on it?
I think so.
That was
I'll
a
find
good
out.
one.
That was a good one.
I mean, I'm not putting him down.
He hurt himself though.
I don't like the.
Like he hurt himself.
I don't identify with the newer guy as much. I liked Adam Richman. He was
It's
good.
because he was awesome.
He was going to be on our podcast, and I don't know what happened, but he never was on. He never came on.
We
He said
probably- we didn't
next time
follow
he came
through.
to Atlanta. He used to live in Atlanta, and he was like, next time I come down, I'm going to be on your podcast. And he did.
So if he's listening,
A Man versus podcast. Yeah.
that's a great show.
Yeah.
How many podcasts can you be on as a guest?
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be a great show. That's I'm copywriting that.
Okay.
That's mine. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. No digital stuff, no media, no digital media.
Okay.
I'm
Why?
not even
Is that part of your
radio.
toxic thing?
I think
Fast?
so. I think I find myself going down these K-holes online.
A-holes or K-holes?
K-holes.
You did a Facebook fast for a while, and I've noticed you've started kind of gradually coming back.
Yep. A little bit. But what happens is I get on either Instagram or Facebook or, YouTube even, and I find myself just going down these K-holes where I'm like, I have to watch the next one and the next one and the next one. And next thing you know, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I need to be up in 4 hours. So that's a problem. And I just feel like I need to curb that addiction a little bit because I
Okay.
do feel like it is an addiction, or maybe it's not an addiction. Maybe it's more of a binge thing
So
for me.
okay, so let me ask you. Let's categorize your YouTube viewing habits. Let's put them in categories. What kind of categories do you watch? Well, okay, I'll tell you mine first.
Okay.
ASMR, which we know.
Yes. That's you.
Yeah. Art.
That's you.
I'll watch people doing art things.
Right. Like they film themselves doing like digital art.
Yes.
And you watch like the time lapse.
Or
the time lapse stuff.
Traditional art. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is the nature of reality, like spiritual talks. Eckhart Tolle.
Meditation.
Not as much meditation, but just basically about what makes up reality.
Okay, so discussions on the matter.
Yeah.
Like TED Talks or
No, just people talking.
Just
a lot of
people
times it's Eckhart Tolle, people asking him questions
Uh-huh.
and he's talking, and other people, Rupert Spira,
Mm-hmm.
who I love, just chatting. Mm-hmm. And that's one of those things that late at night.
so if you get stuck in that hole, how long are you there?
Usually on the spiritual things, I don't do much. I maybe one
Okay.
a night, because they sometimes are like 2 hours long.
Sometimes they're long, yeah.
Oh, recently Alan Watts. I listened to a lot of his stuff recently.
Okay.
And I suggest people listen a little to some of his things.
I'll check it out.
Alan Watts is a spiritual teacher in the 60s and 70s, dead now. Mm-hmm. But he left behind a lot of stuff. I didn't realize he left. I used to read his books back when I was in college.
Do you
And
still read and listen to what's his name?
Goldsmith.
Goldsmith.
I kind of moved away from his stuff, although I love it. But I went through, probably last year, I went through a lot of listening to some of his stuff. He's, if you're not a fan of his work, he's a little difficult to listen to.
Okay.
But yeah, I still occasionally will.
Because you were a big fan years ago.
10 years.
Yeah.
I studied his stuff. And then Eckhart, who I still love, and Rupert Spira, who's my dude now. And,
Yeah.
and I listen to all of them, but I don't, not as much as I do ASMR. So ASMR is my thing.
That's your big
So
one.
I will put in ASMR and go to sleep with that. But I just wonder, like if I say those are my 3 categories,
Right.
what would you say your categories are?
Nothing as deep as yours. Let's just start
well,
there.
ASMR is not deep. Let's say.
Okay. So mine are mostly silly dogs doing things.
Okay.
Okay. Let me rephrase that. Silly animals doing things.
Yes.
Or more so than silly animals is the touching the dodo stories.
Yes.
Yes.
And they usually have a little storyline.
Yes. The heartfelt.
A dog that was stuck in a drain and someone
Yep.
came along and heard it and rescued it, and it became their best buddy.
And now it's like a therapy dog or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Odd Couples series that the dodo does, which is like this weird they found a swan. I watched this one today.
Mm-hmm.
They found a swan.
And they became best friends of a hog.
No, actually a dog, a bulldog.
Okay.
And they're still best friends, even though the swan is old now. But it was a baby, and the bulldog was very gentle with it, and it became like the baby's mama, and it's things like that. So I go down those holes a lot. Other things are things that make me laugh, like comedians.
Yes.
Sarah Millican is one that recently I just look for everything I can find about her and listen and watch. Other things that make me laugh. There is a TikTok person who I have TikTok, but when I do get on TikTok, that's when I just get lost. Like I will just, if I'm going to get on TikTok, I better have a few hours because I'm still super new to it. So I just find all this information and content. Some of it I'm not happy with, but some of it I'm like, oh, okay, I need to go down this hole and this hole, because it's all new. Whereas Instagram, I've been there for a minute. I know what I like. I'm following specific things. There is a person there who, she is a singer. Both her and her husband are from Indian descent, but I believe they live in California, I think, somewhere in the United States. And she has a great voice. And so I listen to some of her serious stuff, but more often than not, I watch her because her husband will interrupt her and make her crack the fuck up. And that is what is funny to me.
Okay.
He is called, his tag on Instagram and TikTok, I'm sure, is The Real Indian Dad. And he never shows his face. He uses an avatar for his face.
Interesting.
Even when he's with her, he uses an avatar for his face. But he makes her laugh, and her laugh is contagious. So it's just fun for me to go down that kind of thing. So those are two of them. The other one is I will get into, I love music. I'm not good at like names and, artist names and things like that, album names or whatever. But once I start listening to something, I will listen to it over and over.
Yeah, you get a little obsessive.
And over and over.
You
again.
posted a garbage video today.
Yes.
And I watched it, and then I kind of fell down a little garbage hole.
Oh, it's not difficult. Yeah. It's not difficult.
Shirley Manson. I started watching some of her stuff.
My friend, a listener actually said to me, he's like, "You had me at garbage. Yeah. Like that was it." and you're right. And then another friend of mine hit me up this morning online. He IM'd me, and he's like, that was a fun trip, because he went down the same hole. It's like you remind other people and yourself about things that were important to you at one time, or things that made you feel something at one time that maybe you've forgotten about. So if you find yourself, feeling a little lost or untethered, you can go back to the sounds of earlier time periods and see if you connect. And if you do, maybe there's something there.
I find that going back to me is usually more disappointing. Like I'm a Billy Joel fan, a huge Billy Joel fan. But
yeah.
Every once in a while, and I did this recently, his album The Bridge, which is for whatever reason I don't listen to, I think I did when it came out. And it's just one of those that kind of got shuffled under a table, and I don't listen to it quite as much as I do some of the others. And I was just like, oh, I need to listen to that. And I started listening. I was like, dang, that's a good album. But still, it just, I don't know, production, it just sounds dated. And I don't enjoy it as much as some stuff that I do now. I don't know. And we've had this conversation. I'm not quite as nostalgic as some people, I think.
That's true.
And even though I can fall into those little, you can call them a hole, I guess. But I don't know. I listen to it and I'm just like, oh, it doesn't sound as good as I remembered.
Well, sometimes you go down a path that you walked down 30 years ago and you're like, Disneyland isn't, I can see behind the magic now.
Yeah.
I'm older. I understand the tricks. I'm I'm there. That's you, not me. So I get that, but at the same time, even listening to Lords of Acid this morning, I was like, the production on this album sucks,
Yeah.
But I still listened.
But every once in a while you'll click into something that's the exact opposite, and you're like, holy crap, this still holds up.
Yeah.
And I wish I had a better example right now. I know not too long ago I listened to something like that. I was just like, wow. And those are, I kind of feel like magic.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Never gonna give you up.
Really?
Never gonna let you
I don't even know
down.
that I've listened to that whole album.
Rickroll. Yes.
Have you ever seen him singing with Dave Grohl?
No.
There's a video of him coming out and singing with I'm gonna say it. I just got a blank on Dave Grohl's band.
I saw that happen in your face.
And I'll never get it right now. I mean, Dave Grohl, Nirvana. I can say everything, but I can't say the freaking Foo Fighters. I hate when I get those little blocks. But anyway,
you're old.
He sings a little Foo Fighters thing. So
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, you can find that on YouTube.
I think I might.
Recently, I've been watching a little bit of dog training things because I got a new dog.
Yes.
We talked a little bit about it. He's a great dog. Really like him, but we've discovered he does, and we expected it. He's got some behavioral problems.
Well, he's had a rough 4 years.
He bit my wife.
Yeah.
I mean, drew blood.
Yeah.
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 But it was her fault.
It was her fault.
She reached in and
try and take
took
his
little
toy.
Food toy.
Yeah.
But still, you don't want a dog to do that. And there's some other issues that we're a little concerned about. But he's coming along. He's a quick learner. Very cool.
Earlier today, I had to come up here to grab the iPad, and then I was literally up here for 2 seconds just to grab the iPad. Came downstairs. When he saw me come down the stairs, he was like, "Who the fuck are you? And what are you doing in my house?"
Yeah, he does that.
It's like he forgot I was here.
He gets a little scared.
Yeah.
So a couple days ago, we bought a new collar for him. So he took off his old collar. We put new tag. We had to get a new tag for a dress and stuff.
Right.
We put that on the new collar, and he would not let us put the new collar on.
Well, he doesn't like his head touched.
He doesn't. I mean, you're coming at him with something to put around his neck.
Right.
I mean, 2 days I tried to put that collar on him, and I had to do little tricks with him. I actually had to put little pieces of food on the collar for him to come up and take the food off of it,
so that you could.
Get it over hours I spent, and then at one point I was petting my other dog, and he came running in and he wanted to get some petting.
Yeah.
And he was distracted just enough I could quickly slick that collar on it, and I finally got it on him.
Nice.
And then the same thing with a halter. So I spent a lot of time watching YouTube videos like how to make your dog do this. And
right.
Why is my dog looking at me like this?
Why does my dog want to eat my face?
And just like, so a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
he's gonna be okay though.
He is. He's a pretty good dog. I think he's come a long way since he's been here, and he had some difficulties. So I'm looking forward to it. And it's nice to be able to have that. Those resources there, used to you had to go to the library and get a book. Now you can just find somebody that teaches you online.
And he loves my dog.
Totally, yeah. He wants to play with her all the time.
Yeah, but if he were to come to my house, it'd be a different story.
Yeah, totally.
Toffee is a little bit territorial.
Yeah, well, he is too, but
with me.
But I think he would be withdrawn. He's not good at new environments. That's the whole thing.
True.
Let's play a little Would You Rather, which
let's do that.
like to do on the podcast. Would You Rather, what we do is we throw a color stone. We have 5 different color stones. Drop one. It'll coordinate with a question. You're going to blue. No, it's green.
It's green.
Which is ethics and intellect. Would you rather discover your fiance jumps out of cakes naked for a living?
Cool.
Or swindles money from people using the internet?
The first, obviously.
Who wants to be with a swindler?
I would love my fiance to be a cake jumper.
Could you be in a committed relationship with a porn star? Someone who makes a living having sex with other people? Could you be in? I've always found that fascinating. And, of course, a lot of porn stars who are in their relationships are with other porn stars, so they understand each other.
Right.
But I've always, it's just like you're in a committed relationship, nothing, and sometimes it does if it's in their agreement, but nothing happens outside this relationship. But then when you go to work, your job is
Right.
having somebody else's penis inside you.
So here's how I feel. I'm not a sex worker shamer at all.
I'm not shaming. I'm just asking, could you personally do that?
I don't know. I have been in relationships that were, open to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
I've done some swinging, done a little bit of this and that,
Mm-hmm.
I've had, I'm going to say this out loud. I've been in a couple of porns. I don't know that you can find them anymore. Please don't look. They're
Just
awful.
personal,
Home. Amateur porn. Yeah. But they were disseminated.
I guarantee you tomorrow you're going to call me and say, take that out.
No, it's fine.
Don't put that in the podcast.
I admit that to everybody. It's like, that was fucking 30 years ago.
Well, okay. First of all, amateur porn, they just call it sex tape. People... Who hasn't recorded themselves?
Right.
The problem is most people look at it and go, I'm erasing that quickly.
No.
No.
I looked good. And I was good at what I did.
I mean,
and guess what? I was proud of it.
I was like an orca trying to get back in the beach. That's what mine looked like.
That was you, not
like
me.
Lost in the sand.
But I have friends. I've had friends, and I have friends currently who are sex workers.
Yeah.
That's how they make their living, whether by actually having sex or by selling sex. And I don't have a problem with that. Now, could I personally be in a relationship with someone else who was physically having sex with other people?
And so that's my question. I'm not asking you to judge sex workers at all.
Right.
I'm just saying, could you be in a relationship with a porn star, someone whose job was to have sex with someone else on a regular basis? That's their job. And then they come home and they're in a committed relationship with you.
I think so.
Okay.
I think I could. Now, because, it would depend on the emotional maturity of that person.
No.
Because I could separate the two. If they couldn't separate the two, then we'd have a problem. If they were emotionally mature enough to know that, when the scene is done, they're like, okay, get off me, or whatever, then great. I could even be comfortable if they were friends with those people that they were having sex with. I'd be fine with that. If they both and I all understood that it wasn't an emotional thing, I think I'd be fine with it.
But sometimes it is an emotional thing.
You're being penetrated
and
or penetrating.
I have read stories and the people say, yeah, I have an orgasm. And
Yeah.
the dudes, because they have to on the camera, but the women say they have orgasms. So it's sex.
Yeah.
They're having sex.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes that's difficult for people to separate.
But the person they're having sex with, it's also their job. And
Right.
so a lot of times, they check in, they clock in, they do their thing, they go home, and they have their relationship.
Yep.
So.
I think I would. I think I could. Would I? I think it would be more
Very
work
difficult.
than I'm willing to. Well, I'm not going to say more work than I'm willing to put in, but it would definitely have. We would definitely have to have some conversations.
Maybe when you were younger, you could do it, but not now. This is too hard. Now I want a stress-free. I want a stress-free environment with not a lot of drama and stuff. And I
don't want drama.
Porn, it's just something I wouldn't want to work with.
If they were shooting the porn, if they were the
director or something.
the director or the cinematographer, would you be fine with that?
I don't know. Maybe. If it was my wife, see, that's the thing.
What if your partner was just a fluffer?
Well, I was thinking about that. What if they work in a spa and their job is to just let's just say they're jacking off truck drivers.
Sure.
They're not actually being penetrated. All they're doing is doing that.
Right.
Well, could you do that?
Is that still sex?
It is sex. It's sexual. I don't know what sex is, but
I don't either anymore.
I did not have sex with that woman.
Oh my God, Bill. Why did you show up? What are you doing in this house?
Who knows what the definition of sex is?
Define
right.
is.
That's right.
It's blue.
I dropped a blue one.
All right. Oh, I need glasses.
I read mine without glasses. I'm just saying.
I don't know how you did that because I can't.
It was blurry.
Blue is appearance or embarrassment.
I'm blue.
Ooh, that's nice. Would you rather look like you're 60 when you're 20?
I am 60.
I know.
I wish I was 20.
Or look like you're 10 when you're 40?
I never, ever, ever would want to look like I'm 10.
Because you were an idiot when you were 10. You posted a picture of yourself
I don't
recently.
know that I was 10 at that point. That was 4th grade. What is that? What grade is that?
Fourth grade is like 8?
I don't know. But yeah, I had Jim Carrey's Dumb and Dumber
You
haircut.
did.
Exactly, yeah.
Totally.
You can find that. Go to Instagram, This Epic Disaster. You can see the picture of my 4th grade.
The comparison picture, yes.
But I would never want to look 10. I don't want, let me ask you this.
That's great.
What
That's
age would you personally, what age would you consider you looked your best?
26.
26, okay.
Yep.
I think mine would have been probably mid-30s.
So
I might have had a mullet then. I don't know. I don't think I did.
I think you might have.
But I might have.
Yeah.
I think I might have. And that's probably the only thing. But I mean, like, I felt good. My body was probably in the best shape that it was in. I'm not saying I looked great, but I probably looked better than ever.
So between the ages of 20...
I had some good moments in my 40s.
21...
Not a lot, but... Yeah.
To 26... Oh, God. A lot happened in those years. But I was modeling then. I was modeling bathing suits.
Okay.
So I know I looked good. And, I didn't always win competitions, but I wasn't there to win. I was there to make other people look good.
Yeah.
And I was fine with that because I still felt good. But I would say 26 is where I felt I wasn't modeling anymore, but I felt like I looked my best.
Yeah.
Like I could go to the department store, the Nordstrom or whatever, pick something off the rack and it looked good on me when I put it on. And I could, walk down the street every day and be comfortable in my clothes. Things I didn't have to get specially altered or weird sizes. I walked into a store, I put something on, it looked good, I walked away.
I think when I did the Year in a Kill was the last time my body was okay.
Okay. That might be how you feel, but that's not how people see you.
Well, I mean, so like right after that, I started that's when my body just kind of was like, okay, you're going to get old now.
You're about to get old.
So up until that point, and really kind of when I moved, there's a little window of time. Like when I moved to the first year I was here in Atlanta, I was okay. And then no. And then it's like.
It's because your wife cooks like a
yeah, she does.
Crazy woman.
Yeah, but too, it's because I'm getting old. So.
Well, we are all. I am the same age that you were when we met.
I feel sorry for you.
Thank you.
I apologize. Now you know why I was like I was.
I do, actually. Should we go into some of my days of the week?
Do that.
Real quick. I kept it short this week.
Let's talk about those days.
Yeah, I feel like I went overboard last week. And if I didn't, please tell me. And if I did, please tell me. But this time, I'm just going to go kind of quickly through them. That's not the email I need. Sorry. And just kind of let you know what's happening this week. Some of these days, I only have one thing to mention because it's all I need to say. So Monday, May 10th. That's Monday, right?
Yeah.
6, 7, 8. Yeah. Okay. Monday.
Today.
My ass. It's not my ass day. It's National Shrimp Day.
Which is kind of like your ass.
There's barbecue shrimp.
Your ass shrimp.
There's shrimp kebab.
I've been, after being vegetarian my whole life, I've been eating a little bit of shrimp. Had some nasty shrimp in Texas. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to continue with it.
Okay.
The only fish that I have started eating that I just absolutely love is tuna.
Uh-huh. You do like some tuna.
But the rest of it, it's like every once in a while I have maybe a good piece of fish or something. I'm like, well, okay. And then I'll try it again. I'm like, ugh, no.
So I had just a shrimp cocktail, which is normally just, 6 or 7 prawns
with
some cocktail sauce, which is lovely and one of my favorite things on the planet. and it's a little overindulgent, and I'm fine. But when you bite into a shrimp and you actually start to chew on sand, you know that their digestive system was not cleaned out. And then you look and you're like, oh, yeah, there's that black line down the back of the shrimp. That means it wasn't cleaned.
Yeah. Right.
That means you're eating shrimp shit.
Well, you're eating a being's body.
Also true.
So it's just like, don't be too particular.
Right.
But it's true. I worked in a Japanese restaurant for a while, and my job was cleaning that out.
Yeah.
They called it a vein.
It is
like, it's not a vein.
It's a vein.
It's the poop chute.
It's their alimentary canal.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what kind of shit is it?
It's sand. Like you can literally.
There's a little bit of sand.
There's sand in there because they're sifting their
plankton.
Food. Yeah.
Seaweed. People eat that stuff anyway.
I know.
So how difficult? I mean, shrimp shit
should be on the menu.
I think about that thing you do, Captain whatever in the shrimp shit shooters.
Oh.
That was the little band that they did for a while. But yeah, I mean, how hard? It's all seafood.
It's all from the ocean.
They're
all
not
from the
eating
ocean.
anything that people don't already eat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I mean, I wouldn't eat cow shit, even though cows grass and stuff.
Cows are eating things you eat.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you eat their shit?
I wouldn't. I'm not gonna.
You have to consider the bacteria that's involved.
Well, you drink what comes out of a cow's body.
I know.
So why wouldn't you eat what comes out of a cow's body?
Why wouldn't you?
It's human.
You just said you wouldn't.
I know. I'm just saying it's so weird. It's just this weird human thing.
It is.
We say this is okay, this is not, and it makes no rational sense.
I heard once that one of the best meals you can have is monkey scat.
I don't even want to know about it, but I'm guessing it tastes like banana.
Probably.
But yeah, I mean, people eat some weird stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. So one of the reasons you don't want to eat shit is a cow shit is like toxins come out too.
Exactly.
So you're eating the toxins.
Right.
And you'd rather not do that.
Right.
And I don't think that comes out of milk and things like that. But I would be willing to bet because like there's cat shit coffee. They make coffee that comes with cats, which to me seems like that would be toxic.
It's a bit excessive.
But I'm guessing that there's probably a cow shit dish.
God, I hope not.
I don't know.
Who would serve excrement?
I've been to a couple of restaurants that probably should have.
It might have been better.
What they were serving.
All right, let's move on to Tuesday. I'm over Shrimp Day. Tuesday is National Twilight Zone Day.
Okay.
Do you like Twilight Zone?
Sure, if I'm bored. Like Alfred Hitchcock, it's like, especially the black and whites, just sitting at home and watching them, sure.
The movie with the thing on the airplane wing.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen
that one gets me every time. Okay, so Wednesday is National Nutty Fudge Day. Didn't we just talk about that? Nutty fudge?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Anything fudge with nuts.
Good for me.
I'm going to eat it. Okay, so Thursday, National Fruit Cocktail Day. Were you a fruit cocktail fan?
I love fruit cocktail.
Do you? Like out of the can?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah, and I can remember when I was a kid, always looking for the cherries.
Oh, wait, and there's like one
There's
per
always
can.
one or maybe two if you're lucky.
Maybe, if you're lucky.
But they're good.
But so much sugar. Like if you make your own fruit salad.
That syrup.
Yeah. If you make your own fruit salad, it's way healthier and just as good. But I do love the canned stuff. Okay, so I guess, what are we on Friday? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yep, we're on Friday. I want to know what your first thought is when I say this.
Okay.
National Dance Like a Chicken Day.
Oktoberfest chicken dance.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
The chicken
I hate
dance.
that stupid dance.
Me too, but I also come up with, like, in my brain, the chicken lady doing the chicken dance. Yes, sir. Doing the chicken dance. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Okay, so next day would be, I guess, Saturday, National Nylon Stocking Day.
Kinky.
Well, they can be kinky.
No, I don't even know why I said that.
They can be deadly.
They're just functional, right?
I mean, they work for a lot of things. Like you can choke somebody out with a nylon stocking. You can put it over your face and rob a store.
I use them for straining paint.
You can use them to strain paint.
Mm-hmm. They're great because they're kind of elastic, and you can just stretch them over a cup and pour the paint in.
And then the paint comes through, and all the gook doesn't.
Right.
Yep, perfect. So lots of options there. Please don't do the 2 I mentioned. Also Sunday. Now, this is a big day. It's Honor Your LGBT Elders Day.
Do I have any LG? I'm trying to think. I know when I grew up, there were a couple of older guys down the street from us.
Who lived together.
Yeah, and we were like, oh, they're roommates.
Yeah, whatever.
But I can't think. I don't know of anybody. Do I? No, I don't know of anybody that's older that's gay.
Is there anybody in your family?
No, just younger. That's not come out anyway.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Interesting.
And no one, I guess, that I suspect to be. That's not. There's always those people that's just like, oh, they probably are.
Yeah.
But I don't know anybody like that.
I know I had some people in my family, aunts and uncles, who were swingers.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So they probably had a little either curiosity or propensity, for that kind of, to open to options.
Yeah.
Open to options. But I don't know. I don't have anybody in my family, I don't think, older than me who actually came out
just
as
straight out gay.
Yeah. No. But if you do, honor them because they've been through a lot more shit than you have.
Yeah, I bet you they have some great stories.
Yes.
I feel like it's like those people that you hear about sometimes on the news, interracial couples.
Yep.
Who went through the 40s, 50s, 60s and married. And a lot of times they couldn't get married.
Right, because it was illegal.
Yeah. But, just the crap that they had to go through just to be with the person they love.
Right.
They've got some stories, I'll bet.
Oh, and I love to see those stories.
Yeah.
I do. I think it's amazing. It's like, fuck the world, I'm doing this.
Well, love. I mean, how do you control it? When you think about it, it's just like when you think about the people that you've been in love with, and I think about like my wife. I wouldn't want anybody come up and go, oh, by the way, you can't be in love with her.
Right.
You can't be in a relationship with her.
That's wrong.
What would I do?
Your relationship is incorrect.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for agreeing with me. I know everybody listening does as well. It's also National Mimosa Day. I mean, how can you not?
I'm not huge, and my wife loves them. But I wouldn't say love them, but she's made some good ones.
We do them on Christmas Day.
Yeah,
we always do them on Christmas Day, and I look forward to Christmas Day.
Yeah.
But this one you're really gonna like, and this is the last one. Sunday is National Sea Monkey Day.
Oh man, really?
Yes.
I need to get me some sea monkeys.
Find a comic book, and in the back you'll find an ad.
Well, just go to the store and get them.
Oh,
you can still get them.
Really?
Yeah.
Like at Richards or?
Yeah. I mean, I see them just any kind of that has like novelty kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Toy stores you can get them, and you can get the little aquariums and stuff. See how long you can make them last.
But they're just like dormant shrimp, aren't they?
They're just little tiny shrimpies.
But they're like dead until you put water in there.
They're freeze dried.
How fucked up is that?
I think it'd be cool if you could do that with your family.
Why can't you just sell freeze dried animals?
Yeah, you can have your family could be freeze dried for years, and then somebody pours water on them, and then all of a sudden everybody comes alive.
It's just wrong. Awesome. It's just wrong.
And it's kind of weird though, but
it's
nature.
Weird.
What are you gonna do?
It's not nature.
It is. It's made for that. It's like they wash up on the beach, they get in the sun, they dry out, and then the beach comes back up and washes them back in, and then they're swimming again, and animals have food.
I guess you're
right.
And
some entrepreneur said, hey, we can sell these as sea monkeys,
and they'll all have pearls and hold scepters.
Yeah, and the dudes will have little briefcases and go to work. And, yeah, and now, they never do.
They don't.
They don't have those things. No.
Did you know this summer, actually starting very soon, is the 17-year cicadas.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Here in it's the X. What is it? They call them something X.
They'll have briefcases.
I hope they do too. But they're going to be very loud
I've
around
heard
my
that.
house.
I like cicadas loud.
When I first moved to the South, I remember driving down the road and going, "What is that sound?"
Yeah, I
Do
grew
you
up with
remember that?
Yeah.
And you're like, "I don't hear anything."
I
And
have tinnitus. Is that what they call it? Tinnitus. I used to think it was tinnitus, and I've heard it pronounced as tinnitus.
I don't know what it is.
But I have that in my ear constantly, so it wouldn't be a surprise to me. That's what my existence sounds like.
Yeah.
Thank you, Van Halen.
Yes. And no earplugs.
Right.
But you were like, "I don't hear anything," and I'm like, "It's going."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, that's
can
the
do it.
bugs in the tree."
I can do the impression, but I don't know that I can do it right now.
Try.
You have to kind of.
Now imagine
And then the end is like.
a million of those
Yeah. Really
in the
loud.
trees, really loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I mean, it's
great thing about
fun
living
now
in the
that I
South.
know what it is. I have a friend who used to
It's
have.
such a background noise. I didn't even realize what it was until you mentioned it, because you didn't come from that.
But I also have another friend who sometimes listens to the podcast, and he told me that when he, and his sister were small, they lived in New Mexico, I believe,
Okay.
and they had cicadas there too, and they used to have cicada races. Like they would grab 2 cicadas and put them on their shirt and let them like race up the
Oh,
top.
that's creepy.
It is very creepy.
Well, I remember when I was a kid, we would find their little bodies, the little skeletons.
Because they shed their exoskeleton.
on the tree, and you would play with them and
Yeah.
stuff. But I didn't know what they were. They were just little insect things.
Toffee eats them.
Oh.
Ew. I make her stop, but she does.
Is that it?
That's it. That's all the days of the week.
Speaking of eating, I have a question for you. I was thinking about this a few minutes ago. What was growing up, what was your favorite lunch meat? The meat.
The meat of lunch.
My favorite lunch meat now would be vegetarian.
Right.
Worthington's probably chicken or turkey lunch meat.
Don't you like their corned beef?
Not as big of a fan because it doesn't taste like corned beef. It's fine.
Yeah.
Their ham is good. I do like their ham too.
Wham.
But chicken and turkey, just putting them on a sandwich, that's really good. But growing up, what did you like?
So growing up, my favorite sandwich, and I get this from my dad, is what he called a jam sandwich.
Okay.
You take a piece of bologna and you jam it
Right.
between 2 pieces of white bread.
I had a lot of bologna growing up, sure.
So Oscar Mayer bologna, Oscar Mayer beef bologna was my favorite growing up. We also sometimes we had some sliced ham.
Yeah.
And then my dad used to make this thing like hors d'oeuvres. This was his contribution. He would do sliced ham, thickly sliced ham, like the square kind that's mostly water, because it's like emulsified meat.
Yep.
And it's mostly water. And then like he would spread cream cheese on it and sprinkle chives and then roll it up and slice it up. So you'd have these little ham rolls.
Holy
with
crap,
cream
I'd
cheese
come
and
to
chives.
your parents'
They were my
dinner parties.
favorite thing on the planet.
I loved ham growing up, and I rarely got it, but it was one of my favorite meats when I was a kid.
With cream cheese and
almost
chives.
every kind of pork.
I mean, come on.
People talk about pork, but I loved ham. I loved pork chops. I loved bacon. It was just like, why not? Just
My
eat
mom
the
made
whole
the
pig.
best pork chops. She fried them
Yeah.
in oil.
Heck yeah, that's
Yeah.
What else are you gonna do? You gotta fry them. I used to eat olive loaf.
That's disgusting.
It is kind of disgusting, but I would pick the olives out of it, which was kind of cool. But there came a point where I feel like the olive loaf kind of started getting a little too sweet for me, and I didn't like it.
Sweet.
Yeah, like I think they started putting honey in it or something.
Do you know what? I have to be honest. I don't think that after the first time I tried it, I ever ate it again. Because it wasn't something in my house.
Salami, I would eat some, but they would have those little peppercorns in them
Yep,
that I would
yep.
eat. I would pick those out and eat
Yep.
them.
As I got older, salami became my favorite.
Yeah.
And I like hard salami all day long over Genoa salami.
One of the things I've never had, and I'm not going to ever have it because I'm vegetarian, but I wish that I had it because our friend Mike Faber, I've seen some of his posts where he would like in New York, he would have like a
Pastrami
and salami sandwich.
Yes.
Like I would love like loaded down
Yes.
at a Jewish deli.
Go
just
to
like
Katz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even here, if we could find something, but I've never had
Pastrami
that.
is yummy, and corned beef. If you can
Corned
get a
beef.
good corned beef sandwich
That was my favorite
with
meat.
spicy mustard, oh my God, on rye
Loved it.
bread.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really good.
Yes.
I liked, because I remember early on, I don't know if it's first grade or whatever, when I would take my lunch occasionally, my mother would give me liver loaf.
Ew.
It was kind of an but liver loaf had this weird thing where it's like, it had, you know how like bologna has that little red
The wraparound
plastic band around
Not
it?
all of them do, but if you buy it from the deli,
Yeah.
it has the casing
Sure.
that it was made in.
Liver loaf's casing was fat. Literally, it was fat, and you could pull it off. It was like a string of this fat around it. I don't
That's
even know.
disgusting.
I mean, probably it is, but I would pull that off and eat it, and it was just like it kind of, I don't know, it was almost like a little string. It was really good.
That's disgusting.
Now I'm saying that I kind of want to have some.
But you know what? My dad used to, like, when we would have steak for dinner at my
Yeah.
house. Yes, I was a little bit spoiled. We got steaks. We each got our own fucking steak at dinner, and when I was small, and we didn't want to eat the fat.
Yeah.
But Mom left the fat on to cook it because that's where the flavor comes from. Mm-hmm. So we would eat around the fat, and then my dad would take all of our fat and
Just
eat the
eat
fat.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Your dad was like mine. Your dad grew up in Kentucky. My
Yes.
dad is from Kentucky, and,
Yes.
and eat just nasty stuff.
He used
Country
to,
nasty
oh God,
stuff.
yeah, disgusting.
Pig, every piece of a pig they
Oh,
would
okay.
eat.
Oh no. This is where we differ. Head cheese was not a thing in my house.
I don't think my dad ever ate head cheese. He might have had it, but he didn't make it at the house.
My first husband's father made his own head cheese, and it stunk to high heaven. He was from Wisconsin, and he made his head cheese out back in the shed.
Shed cheese is what they would call it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Remember when you could buy head cheese like on the same? I don't know if you still can because I don't go to that section of the store anymore where they have like the bologna and the hot dogs and things.
Yeah.
But you could get like the Oscar Mayer head cheese
Now,
next to the olive loaf.
the real head cheese is a real head.
Yes.
It's a pig head.
Yes.
Loaded with just stuff.
Nastiness.
And I went to a deli in, where was I? I want to say it was Nashville, but I can't remember. And they had this cooler with just stuffed full of pig heads with the head cheese. Yeah.
That is so gross.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to the deli wherever or the truck stop or whatever, and there's this big jar
Yeah.
filled with pig feet.
My dad ate pig feet like crazy.
That didn't happen in my house.
That was one of his favorite things. Pickled pig's feet.
Yeah, no, that didn't happen. Nothing pickled happened in my house except pickles. Like,
Nice.
And the same man who made the head cheese got his first nephew or his first grandson, which would be my nephew, because I was married to, anyways, hooked on pickled herring. This 3-year-old kid would sit there with a jar of pickled herring and just
think
eat
I've
it.
ever had
Just
that.
eat it out the jar. It's a very Polish kind of Norwegian thing.
Norwegian, sure.
And they were Polish,
Yeah.
first generation American. But he would just sit there and just eat, and I would just,
Well, you like pickles, though. I just bought you some pickles.
I love pickles.
I brought pickles back for you from Texas.
I like pickled vegetables. You bought me the pickles. I had one. They're great.
That's good. I brought myself pickled okra, which is one of my favorite
Love
things.
pickled okra and pickled green beans.
I love pickled eggs.
I like pickled eggs.
A lot of people are like, ooh, and you try one, you're like, holy crap, that's
It's
good.
so good.
Yeah, just boiled eggs that's pickled. If you've not had one, you'll be addicted. Get it. It's good.
Yeah, pickled
Good.
pickled okra is great, and I love to put all those things in a glass with vodka, tomato juice, Bloody Mary. Man, my Bloody Mary is more of a salad than anything else. It's got
Really?
all the pickled things in it.
That should be called something you should like copyright it. It should be your own little
I
thing.
think I should. But you know what? There was one thing. Shit, I just lost my train of thought. Why do you do that to me?
I didn't do anything.
It's
You started
entirely
talking
your
and then
fault.
you quit.
It's entirely your fault.
We need to wind this podcast down. You'll remember it. We'll talk about it next week.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to the podcast, everybody. I do want to say, I do want to bring this up just because the times I have my second COVID shot this like a couple of days ago, 3 days ago now.
Wow.
When I got back into town. Second Pfizer shot, and I had no side effects. And a lot of people say that you get really sick. I was prepared to get sick. I got nothing. So, and here's the thing. I've never, ever had a shot in my life that I couldn't feel it. This one, I couldn't, either one of them, one or two, I couldn't even feel it going in. I didn't even know that they had done it. So, it was crazy. So, get your shots if you can. I don't know what the others are like.
Everybody I've spoken to,
Moderna,
everybody I've spoken to, regardless of the brand, has said that the worst I've heard from my friends and some listeners is that their second shot just basically knocked them out for like 24 hours.
Yeah, I've heard that too. My wife got a little sick from it. I got nothing. So hopefully, not everybody will get sick, but it's one of those things. It's like, just go get the dang thing, and then we can start going back and having regular life again. Why do you want all of the Christmas parades and everything to be closed down? Let's get the shots and get this over. Let's get our Ren fairs back.
Speaking of Ren Fair.
Yeah.
I reached out to them individually with an email to their contact us email address, and I asked them, and they said that masks were required.
Yes.
And that you could only not wear your mask if you were eating or drinking, and you had to be stationary while doing so.
And you're talking about the Georgia Renaissance Fair.
This is the Georgia Renaissance Fair, and those are their rules.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing about the Georgia Renaissance Fair is walking around and drinking wine from my goblet.
Which you can do with your mask, just lift it up and drink it and put it back.
Sure.
Next year you can get a trough.
I can get a trough,
and just
hang
slurp
it by my neck.
Yep.
And yeah, that's fine. But I was like, I don't want to wear a mask in that heat because it gets fucking hot out there.
Yeah.
So I was not going to go.
It hasn't been too hot.
I was not going to go. And now that you know that they're 2 weeks, they opened just last weekend. So 2 weeks later, and they're staying open 2 weeks later. So mid-June is when they close.
Cool.
A friend of a friend went. They're not enforcing masks.
We won't talk about that.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Well, I think they're enforcing it, but they can't get to everybody,
He said that people were even going through the entry gate without a mask on.
They need money. They really
I
need
get
money.
it. I do.
Just wear your mask, people. Come on.
Yeah.
Do it.
I don't think I'm going to go
last
this year.
We got to do it.
I don't think I'm going to go.
I'm going to try, but I don't know if I'm going to make it, but I really hope that I can. But I did get shot, and I'm challenging everybody to get your. You haven't gotten yours yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
Do it. It's
okay.
free. Get them now. It's so easy.
I'm just lazy.
Well, don't. Lazy's not cool.
I get that. I understand that.
So if you go to where I go for my primary, they have Johnson & Johnson. You just get one shot.
I can't go there. They're not accepting people anymore.
Find a place.
I have
go
a place.
Do the dang thing.
I contacted them yesterday. Leave me the fuck alone, Dad.
Everybody get your shot. And
shut up, Dad. I'm an adult now.
We're going to get this whole thing back to normal.
Okay.
I also had to give blood today.
Yeah, you
Look
have
at this.
a big icky on your arm.
I got like a bruise. They poked me.
That's what they said.
I got a poking. If you'd like to get a poking,
don't call me.
Get in touch with us. thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Tell us what you think of the show. Did you like the show? Anything you would like for us to talk about, anything you'd like for us to address, you could send it to thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. And we'll talk about it. We're also at Facebook. We are on Twitter. I'm twitting.
I saw you twit.
I haven't tweeted a lot, but I'm trying to twit more. You're doing Instagram. I did a little bit of Instagram.
You did the puppy.
We're branching out.
We're trying.
We're doing more stuff.
And we're getting new stickers.
We're going to have some summer stickers.
Not yet, though.
Yeah.
Soon.
So But most of all, we want you to be our friend, to subscribe to the podcast, download, subscribe, leave a review. It helps us.
Be our friend. Be our friend.
Because we're lonely. We're very lonely.
Very sad and lonely.
All right. Is that all we got to talk about?
That's
no,
it.
we got to the beer.
Oh, the fucking beer.
I mean, we don't.
Yours
we
is
already,
gone.
Mine is gone. So, what did you think of ZiegenBock? ZiegenBock.
ZiegenBock. I like a Bock.
I did too.
I'm
I would
a Bock
drink like
fan.
6 of those.
Easy.
It's a very mild beer. It's your basic
It's an amber.
little.
It's just a Bock.
It's got a great
it
little
is what
flavor. It's a great thirst quencher if you're really thirsty. If you're
Sure.
out working and you want a beer, go with this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving it a 4.
Now you got it from Texas, though.
I know.
Can we get it again?
I don't know.
You gonna go back to Texas?
No, but we can have it delivered.
Okay.
I'm giving it a 4 just because I like it. It's just one of those that you could have with almost any kind of food. It's a nice, just basic beer. If you want a basic beer and you don't want a Budweiser or anything like that, do it.
I'll go with you. I'll go with you on that.
You're going with the 4?
Yep.
So we're both saying 4 on the ZiegenBock. ZiegenBock Texas Amber.
That's right.
All right.
Do it.
Is that it?
Yep.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for doing that.
Okay.
We'll be back next Monday, and we hope you will too.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.